Good morning, hello, whatever time of day you find yourself in. Today's recipe is pork chops with apples. We're also going to serve it with some braised red cabbage and fried potatoes. It's kind of a German style menu, but it's quite delicious. So off we go. So we had a whole potato, I've already diced. Since it started to turn, also called oxidizing, exposed to the oxygen, and it starts to turn. So you can see a little bit there. So we're going to go ahead and cook those potatoes, just a blanch, in some boiling water. Save the bowl. So it doesn't take long because I've done a small dice. The recipe calls for a medium dice, but small, medium. Small will cook quicker. We already know that. Now, moving on to, while the potatoes are cooking, we're going to move on to cooking our pork chop. And you should have these. So these are 6-ounce pork chops, and the purpose was to have a 3-ounce pork chop portion per person. They do have bones, so just carefully remove the bone. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to season. And the recipe calls for Old Bay. You should have some from last week's recipe left over. If you don't, just use salt and pepper or any other seasoning that you favor. So we have a cup of olive oil that you've been provided, extra virgin olive oil. And there's enough for everything, so we just need a little dollop of oil, and I'm going to spread the oil around just a bit, and then I'm going to put that pork chop in, remove my plate. I have the other, ooh, that pepper can come up and get you if you don't breathe right. So I have the oven preset to 350 degrees. It's very thin pork chop, so you can, as you can see, so it doesn't take that long, but we still want to cook it to the proper internal temperature, which is, I'm going to let you figure it out because we've discussed it before. If you don't know, then pull up a video or just pull it up on Google, and you'll find that it is more than 145 and less than 165. Nice. So the pork chop is cooking. So now we're going to proceed with our potatoes and our cabbage and apples. Now, the pans are already hot, as you can tell, and so that one's really hot. I'm going to turn it down just a bit. I have my cabbage already shredded, of course, so it's just a really thin shred, okay? Just like this. Just always remember the claw so that you don't chop your fingers off. In the pan with that. Isn't that nice? Okay, so I also have sliced apples, butter, which you have, ooh, there's that seasoning again. Short tongs. Alright, so we're going to flip it over and let it finish cooking in the preheated oven. Boom. Now, ooh, that pan is hot, yeah. Kinda. I'm not gonna burn myself. Alright, so the potatoes will be done. So we have butter, and I didn't mention that in the bag preference. But there is butter in there. Alright, so again, claw method, very thinly slice these apples so they're peeled and cored. We'll just throw that in there like that, and the butter makes absolutely magnificent flavor. As you can see, the butter is starting to brown. That's why we use butter in this one. Not only because it yields such a beautiful flavor, but the color is nice as well. All right. I'm sorry. I don't have my water. So just a smidgen of water. Now I did it a little bit different than the recipe says, just because maybe I'll change that around. So a little bit of cinnamon. The cabbage is starting to roll. Ooh. And the potatoes are done. I have a lovely strainer. Nice. So we strain the potatoes. We drop them in a bowl so that we don't move everything, water across the floor. So we have allspice. Nice. We have salt and pepper with a little bit of garlic. We have oops, look at that. Terrible. We have sugar. And we're going to put the rest of the sugar, not all of it. And with the apple, we have the apple cider vinegar from your bag as well. And a little more water. So we're going to let that cook down a bit. While that's going, we're going to put the rest of the oil and onions. Well,